Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and today I'm making this cute and sweet clear tag using the We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool and a printable from my blog. So let's get started. First of all, I put together the pieces that I wanted to go inside the clear tag. So as I said, there's a printable on my blog, and it looks like this when you print it out. It has the kitty and the stripes and the sentiment. So I cut out the kitty completely and used a circle die to cut the stripes. And then I cut out the sentiment the exact same width, dividing it into two pieces. All right, so then the kitty and stripes that I cut out, I put together and added a little die cut hello. The bottom, I didn't do anything to. And the top, I added this little heart stamp from the Neat and Tangled Kitty's Favorite Things stamp set, and then colored it in with a little bit of RV13 and oh, now you hear my sweet kitty. You might have been able to hear him off to the side, and some RO5. Okay, and blend that in just a little bit, and that's all I did. All right. Now for the clear part of the tag, I'm using a sheet protector. This is one that holds a 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of paper. Okay, so first of all, the bottom of this sheet protector looks pretty much like I used the fuse tool. So I'm really not going to do anything to it. I'm going to do the sides and the in-between. So this bottom is basically left alone. All right. Hang on, let me get rid of Kitty. Okay, he is not happy with me. All right, this is the fuse tool. This is the part that fuses the plastic together. You'll want to let it warm up for about 15 minutes. There's no signal that it's ready, but it seems to me like 15 minutes has worked pretty well. So the first thing I'm going to do this tag from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to slip in this in every way part of the sentiment. Now, one thing that you may want is a bone folder or something to kind of help line things up. Okay. Oh, you know, let me take this out because there's one thing I want to do before I do that. And that is that I want to go ahead and fuse this other side. Now, I'm going to use a mat that is made specifically for the fuse tool. I don't know if the regular mat would actually work or not. I haven't tried it. This seems to be a different material, so it may be that that's needed. I'm going to line this up using the lines as a guide. This is a ruler that came with the fuse tool, and I'm going to use it to keep my lines going nice and neat. Let's see, I'm going to give this a little bit of an edge. So I'm just going to lay this down. Straightened up. And you can also use it in between here as well, but I'm just going to use the edge right now. All right, so once I've got that lined up and on the edge, let me pull this up just a little bit. I'm going to run the fuse tool. Let's go ahead and up a little bit more. Okay, that doesn't want to slide very easily. Okay, we're going to run the fuse tool along the edge. Now, you don't want to press too hard. You don't want to linger too long because it will burn all the way through and cut the plastic. So you just want to keep a slight pressure and running it all the way down. I'm going to use the edge of the ruler to keep me nice and straight. All right, so now we've got that edge closed up, fused together. And now I can go back to what I was trying to do a while ago. And that is to slip in the bottom part of the sentiment. Now I also have a sequin in there, just one. And that's easier said than done too sometimes. Okay, let's get that in there. I kind of wanted it off to the side. Alrighty, so we've got that lined up. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is fuse the other side of the tag, and I'm using my sentiment as a guide for where I want that to be. So that it's straight, I'm using the lines to kind of get my sheet protector straight. Come on, okay. Let me use this top line and kind of line up this line where I want it to go. So let me do that real quick, get that straight. Make sure that's over all the way. Alrighty, that looks good. And now I'm going to put this ruler right along that line there. And then I'm going to run the fuse tool along that side as well. All right. Now I want to enclose this bottom sentiment. So I'm going to, again, use the lines on my mat, get it about where I want it, and use the edge again to enclose the bottom sentiment. Yay. Now I'm going to slip in, we'll look at this one, we're going to slip in a row of sequins. Okay, I just used some clear sequins. I guess they're kind of silvery clear, and a gold one, and a couple of pink ones, just to kind of add some interest. Let's slide those in there. Okay, sometimes this is a little tricky because there is a lot of static electricity in there, let me tell you. Okay, so kind of poke those down in there and see if that's enough. Yeah, I think that's pretty good actually. Well, I already changed my mind. I'm going to drop a couple more in there. Okay. Now I need to close that section. So I'm using my lines to line up my sheet protector so it's nice and straight, and using this line for where I'm going to line up the ruler and use the fuse tool. So let's line that up. All right, get the fuse tool and seal that up. All right, we're half the way there. The next part is this sweet little kitty, and I'm going to slip him in there. Okay, I'm going to give him a little push. Get him lined up the way I want. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to slip in some sequins there for him as well. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, I don't even know where they went. Oh, they're on the back. All right, like I said, this can be a little tricky getting everything where you want it just because of all the static electricity. Okay, so let's see if we can't get those sequins on top. Well, there's two of them. Let's see if I can figure out where the other one went. See, it takes longer to get the sequins in line than it does anything else. Okay, there we go. Let's shake that one back out. Okay. Ah! This is funny. Okay, let me get these together. Okay, I'm back. after beating the sequins into submission to get them in the right spot, or at least a spot I'm halfway happy with. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take a last look here at the kitty. Let's see, I'm not entirely happy with his orientation. So, oops, so let me, that's funny. Okay, let me move this a little bit. Okay. Now we're just gonna live with that. All right. Now I need to seal the kitty and those sequins in. So lining up again, using the ruler. Okay, getting it where I want it. And this ruler has some nice little feet on it, so that's why I keep having to pick it up and move it. You can't slide it very well, which is actually a good thing because that way it doesn't move very much while you're trying to fuse. Okay, so there we go. Fuse tool, and let's seal that up. Okay, we're almost there. Now I'm going to slip in the top sentiment, and since it's the same width as the bottom one, I'm not going to have any trouble getting it in there. All right, there we go. That was a lot better than dealing with sequins. All right, we got that lined up. Let's seal this piece off. Okay, moved it just a little bit. All right. Now we've got everything fused together, everything in its place. And now all we have to do is give it a little trim. Okay, so let's trim that off just right outside where the fuse is. And we have our little see-through tag. It's so sweet. Okay, if we take a look at this one, all I've done is clipped it onto a little gusseted bag. And if you want some instructions on how to make this bag, I'll link to that in the supply information at the bottom. I've just clipped it on with a clothespin, added some sequins and some ribbon. And it's darling. It's so sweet. I'm really happy with it. I love it. All right, so don't forget that the printable is available on my blog if you want to turn little kitty into something sweet. And I will link to that as well. And thank you for joining me to make this tag made with the fuse tool. You can find me at shoeshoepaperart.com.